A hater. Who's gonna hate? A hater. Who's jealous? A hater. Who's a hater? Ace is a hater. And he's on Love Island. And he's been hating on Jeremiah ever since Huda wouldn't give him the time of day since she walked in the chalet. She wasn't looking for nobody her height. She was looking for somebody Jeremiah's height. Now look, I love Ace. I was like, oh my God, Ace is on this show that I never watched before. I've totally seen Ace on Instagram teaching people and women and other people all around the world how to dance. And I thought it was so invigorating and so motivating and so inspiring and so much fun. So how could he get on here and be a complete... I'm not sure, but here we are. So we're in episode 18, and every episode happens to be a day on Love Island in this love villa in Fiji, right? So like I said, I'm new here. So I have no idea that when you come in the house together and you're not a bombshell, typically you sticking together with the day oneers, okay? You're not checking for no bombshells, okay? It's usually the day oneers against the world, okay? And anybody that has a connection, usually per the diehards, usually if they see a connection, they're going to foster that connection and they're not going to let it like break up, right? So Jeremiah, fine as wine, right? He's in the island. The ladies get to choose. Huda, who kind of looks like Kim Kardashian, but she's not, decided that she liked Jeremiah from day one. They were booed up. By day like 5, she had mounted Jeremiah and told him that she's a mommy, to which Mick said, Mamacita? And she said, no, a mommy. And he said, like, of a dog? And she said, no, of like a human. Okay, so she's the first single mom on the show, and she had her eye on freaking Jeremiah and would not give Ace or Taylor or Nick the time of day. Now they're there for an experience and they're there to be pulled for chats and try to see if there's any connection. And it's the only time it's going to be socially acceptable to do this in the face of somebody else that you could be talking to without it being a complete problem and somebody catching a case. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, Ace caught the case of the jealousy. Nick was supposed to be freaking Jeremiah's best friend, and he caught a case of the jealousy. Taylor was supposed to be his boy, and he caught a case of the jealousy. They're all day oneers, okay, including Austin, who's not pictured here, who's the only one who had Jeremiah's back ever since Ace in particular started attacking Jeremiah because he didn't like the way Jeremiah was playing his game. And to which Jeremiah was like the same thing I said, fool, it's my game. How are you telling me how to play my game when we're not even seeing you play a game, Ace? Because you sitting all back of the bus style making pancakes with ping pong is not a game, okay? We haven't seen you, Mr. Dimples. We haven't seen you pull nobody for a chat, Mr. Dimples, except for Shelly. So you actually are playing the game that you're alleging that Jeremiah played because you're playing it safe. You haven't pulled nobody for a chat. You're not trying to get to know nobody. As a matter of fact, look, you're a borderline Bella. You're a borderline Bella. Bella couldn't kiss and you don't want to be touched. So why are you here, bro? Oh, to hate on Jeremiah's. Okay. And then Nick. I actually voted for Nick in the thing where it said, who's your favorite? I should have said Jeremiah just to make sure he would be safe because I knew the world was going to look around and look for the nearest black person to blame for Huda's meltdown. And of course, that was going to be Jeremiah, who was the ire of her meltdown, and the target of her disrespect and emasculation. However, I told you I'm new here, so I don't know, is this normal? No, as it turns out, it's not normal. And any other body that would have cussed a person out on the show for 2 days might have was going to get sent home. But we'll never know because it didn't happen. Huda's still on the show. They messed around and told us that Huda was like voted to stay on the island. So the ranking was, who's your favorite? And whoever had the less votes was up for elimination. And they on a Love Island, the producers want us to believe that Huda had more votes than like the Hannah. Even though Hannah's a bombshell, so maybe that's the thinking. See, like I said, I'm new here. So who does the day one? Hannah, Iris, and Amaya are all bombshells, and they were up for elimination too, and they decided to kick Hannah out. But they decided with a bombshell they decided to keep, which was Sierra, because they sent Bella, who was a day oneer, home. Anyway, I'm confused. Are you? So back to Jeremiah and the hate train. The hate train. You see, they're all lined up in a choo-choo. A hate train. Chugga, 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 chugga. They trying to send Jeremiah home. They've been trying to send Jeremiah home. And I don't even know why they trying to send Jeremiah home. A little healthy competition is nice. But look, I guess Ace doesn't want anybody taller and cuter than him. And Taylor doesn't want anybody taller and more of a model career than him. And Nick is just a bona fide hater because he literally is like, you're my best friend, bro. You're my best friend. Sorry I had to do. No, you're not my best friend. You're my stiffest competition because he was the only thing in the way of Ace, Huda, and Nick and Huda, and Taylor and Huda, and now Ace and Adriana, Nick and Adriana, and who's this one? Taylor and Adriana. Because as it turns out, all the girls that come in the house who kind of favor Kim K love a Jeremiah. Okay? They're not checking for nobody else. They love a Jeremiah. Okay? And they were hating on him so bad. They were like, oh, you're not playing the game. At least he was pulling people for chats, letting them bend the ear. He started playing again after getting cussed out for 2 days. For 2 days by some lady who gets to still be on the show and she got a baby. None of these people are ready to be a freaking step parent. Do you really think you're ready to be a step parent? This dude is 22. This dude is 22. This dude is like 24. This dude was 25. She's 25. She's not even ready to be a mom. Do you think any of the other guys on Love Island either trying to be a daddy or looking to be a stepdaddy? I don't think so. And this is it's anything against moms, single moms. Y'all deserve love too. But I'm not exactly sure that Love Island is the place that you want to have a video recording of you dropping it low and spreading it wide and mounting various men in a room full of other people in perpetuity for your kid to be able to look up online later to see, oh, what was mommy doing the summer of 2025? Let's go. She was mounting this one and kissing that one and that one. And yeah, and flipping out on people. And then the people blame who got flipped out on. Where's Jeremiah's support? What about Jeremiah's mental health? Why did all these dudes need to hate on Jeremiah? That is some lowbrow stuff. And from what I understand, it's the first time that bros who are day oneers ever turned and hated on a day oneer like that. Ace, you should stick to dancing. I think you're about to get voted off, boo. You went from America's favorite to America's most hated. Nick, I just voted for you. I'm not voting for you again, fool. You ruined it by going after Jeremiah. You guys should have looked at Pepe. Since they voted off Hannah, the natural thing to do was vote off Pepe because Jeremiah and Adriana had a connection, and thankfully so, because he had just been a freaking emotionally vampirized and emotionally manipulated by the girl who put hickeys on his neck within 24 hours. It was crazy, but he's the problem. Really, y'all? He's the problem. Look, I'm Larger Curves. I got a YouTube channel. You can come over there and talk to me about it longer because this is taking up a whole lot of time so far. So I'm going to and you guys think about what I've said. Should these jealous haters be allowed to survive the Love Island? Look, and God don't like ugly and very little pretty, because what I understand, they're about to have Casa Amor, which means they're about to have more other men to hate on and more other women to try to get at, but they're going to be blocked because the other men's are fine coming on the island, and the other women's are fine coming on the island, okay? All I can say is they're beautiful people. All the people are so beautiful, and I want them to get along and everything. But that was hater. And poor Austin is left alone with Amaya. Well, we'll see how this goes, you guys. Love Island. Love it. Episode 18. We got weeks more to go. I'm invested. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Justice for Jeremiah. There was a hashtag justice for Jalen, and now it's justice for Jeremiah. Both the brothers who got voted off the island deserve justice. Yay. Free Jeremiah's. Has there ever been a case where somebody got voted off the island and it was a horrible mistake, and then the producers are like, since they have their eyeballs and ears to the ground, since have they ever been allowed to come back? Somebody let me know in the comments. And do you think I'm too much, or do you think I'm on to something? That the only reason Ace has been hating on Jeremiah since day one is because he wanted some of that Huda, and Huda wasn't trying to even let him get pulled for a chat. Is that his fault? No.